with the normal difficulty, huh? That'd be my pick.
Whether it's an orifice or a face, and
keep your petty skepticism. I'll pay my tab in no time. You'll see. Mark my words, when my deal comes through, I'll have enough bids to own this place.
That guard wasn't being ironical about the giant hologram over town hall. Well, guess we ought to go acquaint ourselves with that minister like she said.
No, it was just a bit. Oh, husband, if you can, if oh no, if you understand, can. Oh, possibly no.
Knock off the funny business.
Yes, I think. Oh, no, it was just a bit. Oh, husband, if you can, if oh no. Oh, possibly no. Yes, I think. Oh, no, it was just a bit. Oh, husband, if you can, if oh no. Oh, possibly no. Oh. Yes, I think. Oh, no, it's just a bit. Oh, husband, if you can, if oh no, if you understand, can. Oh.
Yet you see fit to keep me in a constant state of consternation with each unauthorized.
Yes, but you must understand the protector. protectorate citizenry is a...
Yes. Oh, no. Oh, husband. Oh, no. What? No. No.
Yet you see fit to keep me in a constant state of consternation. With each unauthorized act, you jeopardize our hold of Fairfield.
Yes, but you must understand, the protectorate citizenry is a hair's breadth from defection. Within the week, I'm certain.
Certain. Like the week prior and the week before that. Impressive foresight you wield. Should apply to join the Order of the Ascendant.
It would be difficult enough to convert the stubborn populace without your soldiers' constant, ill-advised forays.
Enough! Your yipping reminds me of my 2 old canids. I loved those canids. You, on the other hand, are trying my patience. We don't want to try Auntie's patience, do we?
No,
Auntie.
Auntie.
Yes, I thought not. Now, unless you care to see what life in the lower rungs looks like, you will both of you cease your foolish maneuvering immediately.
Yes, and...
Good. See that it is done. I will brook no more. And while you're at it, you might want to look into your security situation, Commander. I'm not accustomed to an audience when addressing my subordinates.
Who in the void? Eavesdropping on Auntie's choice business is like to get a body shot for spine. Though you're not wanting for moxie. I'll give you that.
Now, hold a moment, Kaur. When opportunity comes visiting, perhaps it's better not to riddle it full of holes. Our new compatriot may...
A surprisingly good point. Especially from you. She only forbade us using our own personnel. Be a whole other matter were a stranger to happen to ape, but which? Well, you seem an observant sort, so I expect you'll tire of Milverstreet. Come see me before agreeing to whatever absurdity he proposes. Unlike him, I have some work actually befitting your time. I'll be waiting.
Alone at last. I never thought she'd leave. Now then, allow me to introduce myself. I am D.B. Milverstreet, Minister of Marketing, Duke of Demographics, Commercial Condottiere, President of Promotional Material. Tell me, do you believe in signs?
Wait. It's so hard to catch on the voice.
I sell to the gullible and impressionable. You, however, seem a mite too clever to buy what I'm peddling. No, friend, I've got something better in mind for you. I do not believe in signs. I believe in opportunities. Right now, at this moment, you and I have an opportunity to save countless lives. But I'm hardly the type to beg and ask for nothing in return. Tell me, what do you desire of this island?
Absolutely not.
Is this a bad time to mention I can read lips?
With that hat.
I have some faint recollections of the fuzz beneath my hat. Perhaps I saw such a name amidst my perusal of the Protectorate. The record room is in this building. You have my permission to peruse at your leisure. But surely a go-getter like yourself has more ambitious goals on our island. Share them with me, and we can brave them together. Ambitious, aren't we? Easily the best protected location on Paradise Island. Hardly a place for a stroll. But better yet, helping me shall result in our saving dozens, no, hundreds of lives. Your conscience shall be renewed. Can't blame a body for wanting to practice, can you? Fine. I'll give. Auntie may demand Kaur and I do nothing. But for each moment I remain inactive, dozens fall in meaningless combat. I seek a persuasive method of alleviating this conflict. The Protectorate utilizes a procedure known as mental refreshment to ease the temperament of wayward subjects. The Ministry of Accuracy contains vital information about the process and where it is performed. This is the prize I seek. I previously sent a grafted soldier, Trooper Sealong, to retrieve said information, but I have not heard from her in some time. Consequently, I must presume the worst. Protectorate subjects willingly submit themselves to a kind of mental reset designed to bring them. But I have reason to believe that their system is less rigid than Protectorate leadership would claim. It's ripe for exploitation. Is there a more beautiful phrase? Grafted soldiers were the subjects of the Enhanced Soldier Program. So named, unfortunately, the program resulted in many casualties, and what few successes we had were literally short-lived. I may be a motivator of persons, but I'm also something of a realist. Our grafted soldiers are capable at their apex, but many degrade before accomplishing themselves. I chose Trooper Sealong to grant her the opportunity to be of use. But the grafting program was shuttered with good reason. Best to be thorough. You should go talk to Kaur. Perhaps when you hear what kind of violence she wants you to perpetrate, you'll see the worth of my proposal.
Watch out for that Auntie Cleo. I know she don't look it, but she's more dangerous than she seems. Even the whole of Spears' choice couldn't outmaneuver her.
You there. Still got work if you're looking. Didn't catch a look at your uniform before. Oh, the reaching arm of the Earth Directorate, wagging its fingers and snagging our pocketbooks. Hope you won't be. I'm Officer Babylon Carr, head of aggressive acquisitions and persons elimination on Paradise Island. Let no one say I can't be official when circumstances. Now, not to say I question the presence of a wayward sightseer in the midst of a war-torn waste, but it might be safer for us both if I knew your purpose. The Vox, eh? Bent on bloody self-destruction? I could just have my troops dispatch you. Save you. Although if you were keen on continuing to draw breath, perhaps you and I could broker a deal. There are protectorate vitals need bled. You could do the bleeding. I haven't broken an idealist over my knee in ages. Open your ears wide, friend, for this is a whetstone well scoured. Efficiency saves human life. Engage a detachment in open combat. Expect dozens dead on both sides. Kill their commander beforehand, and their soldiers will rout without such as war. Milverstreet, for all his book learning, doesn't seem capable of understanding such. I hope you're a sharper sort than he, willing to do what must be done. My employer would assuredly be filled with wrath if it were my forces I were committing. But enlisting a freelancer on my own, if you fail, I'll be out nothing, and Auntie shall be none the wiser. And if you succeed, I can't be blamed if my plans came to fruition. This fine settlement is Fairfield. Once in the Protectorate's grasping claws, now Auntie's newest foothold on When we arrived, it was thick with yaysayers, a hair's breadth away from sacrificing themselves to their old masters. Now they've seen the entertaining as it is to root out dozens of entrenched, suicidally murderous subjects. I'd take the efficiency of capitulation any day. Not if I were the president of the Aggressive Acquisitions Department, there wouldn't be. But that ain't the case. Yet. My hope is you can aid with that. Unusual refers to every turncoat and is not a halfway strong enough phrase. Try gormless cretins who can not so much as wipe their running noses without begging Don't know if there's a DeVries here. Not my department. Milverstreet befriends the ex-subjects, keeps tabs on. Why are you looking for them? Who are they to you? Directorate agents betraying their fellows? So much for humanity's best and brightest. I want the Protectorate war effort exsanguinated. You won into the Vox Relay. You helped. There's a particular holding we shelled early in the war. Name of Euphoria Coast Automech Repairs. My scouts report recent Protectorate attempts to bring it back to functioning. I need the place sabotaged. Should note, the ministers like to take our working together as a personal affront. Aid me, and I suspect he'll rescind any offer he may have made to you. Could be direct. Feign that you're an assistant of some kind, though you'd have to have some. But a simpler path would be paying a visit to the Ministry of Accuracy, liberating some credentials. Yaysayers ain't capable of suspecting a piece of paper. Do you suggest that our good minister has lost patience with playing fair and now seeks to delve into the oily recesses of He's devoted to his half measures. I'll give him that. But he wouldn't have to wheedle and connive if he knew directness. Milverstreet's grinning manipulation won't earn nothing but more of our own dead. Work with me. Think all you like. Speak to Milverstreet if he ain't already stuck his hooks in you. I'm confident you got the spine for what must be done.
Dude.
Ectoplasm. Wait. Nope. Just pterodax.
The cave lets you know it's authentic. Now with 110% of your daily chemicals and preservatives.
It was only a matter of time until we were discovered. Though what an odd thing to die for. Apples.
Huh? What?
Is that not why you've come? Because you discovered our recent larceny at the greenhouse? The greenhouse's stolen bounty offered a healthy alternative to gorging ourselves on that vending machine poison. Alas, I was spotted on one or two forays. I am merely quivering with rage over this insulting interrogation. And that scent you so subtly pointed out is the aroma of noble effort. Enough! We know what is expected of us, and we have readied ourselves to meet death in all...
Let me know when you need a
You did me a big favor here. I knew someone, or something, had been absconding with food from the greenhouse, but never in a million skips would I have guessed it were stowaways. Huh. Guess I had this mystery all wrong. A small part of me was hoping... Nah, never mind. It's downright foolish. I lost a friend in the invasion. A good friend. Thought maybe all this was her trying to send me a message of some kind. Like I said, foolish. I appreciate that. Never really talked about the direction of my thoughts on this topic with no one before. Wow, it's like I'm lighter. Thank you for everything. I'm practically a detective now. Wonder what other mysteries around here need solving.
Oh, this is awesome. $1,000. Oh my god, they're expensive.
Any choice when you can choose Auntie's choice.
Commander, there is a 98.7% chance that hunting Agent DeVries will require ammunition can be purchased at vending machines or crafted at a workbench.
I can also help you craft items in a pinch when we're out together. Most won't even explode on you.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Introducing Auntie's new line of specialty drinks for the discerning.
store this stuff? They must be storing something good in there.
Yeah, guns, armor, probably some ammunition too.
No signs of corrosion. Exhaust manifold still won't. You just stopping by to admire the mines, or is there something I can help you with? Only becomes a problem if the objects start talking back. Make my job a whole lot easier if they would, though. See this system here? It deploys extreme countermeasures. However, the whole thing is currently non-operational. No sky mines means the enemy can blow in like a bad sail. And well, truth is, maybe I could use some help. But if you mention this conversation to anyone, I'll be over there if you need me. Way over there. So you got her working. Bully for you. No, sorry, you're right. You did me, and all of Fairfield, a good turn here. Just thought I'd feel more relieved when the launcher was working again. There's just this weight in my chest won't loosen. Worry gunking up my protectorate could launch an attack from that Vox station anytime. What if the mines aren't enough? Why do you think I was so twisted up about... I know I can be brusque. The word unpleasant's also been bandied about before. Yeah, I'm a real piece of work. Maybe here. Managed to cobble some frags together from a damaged mine earlier. Who knows? And seeing how expertly you worked, you may as well take this armor modification too. I'm sure you'll have an easier time installing it than I would.
Great. What a great talk.
Flying around about the rifts. Lab coats can't figure them out. Some people worship
I'm simply not credulous enough to accept this is where I've ended up. I'd welcome you, would-be consumer, but we are not a retail. Please visit the various consumer locations around Fairfield for all your purchasing needs. I was meant to have help, but they lacked the barest amount of gray matter it takes to keep from breaking my back trying to buck. So, is there anything else, or can I get back to work? Well, I've got a lot left to do.
Oh. like observation. Where's the town hall records? Town hall's records.
Pulverizing them suffice? No, I couldn't liquefy them. Apply heat and congeal them into kibble, no beast. Approach with less haste next time, won't you? Copernicus may be tame, but he still doesn't take kindly to being startled. I am Ethel Tinsley, chimeric scientist. I'm responsible for taming this. Officer Carr has been in a state waiting for me to train the Raptidons to maul on command. It's rather pressing, and alas, one scientist, one might say, and perhaps a bit on edge. Folk here have grown weary, shall we say, with the war effort, and with avoiding Carr and the minister's would-be fisticuffs. No, I don't believe it is. That's what the Protectorate announcers wanted us to believe anyway, before Auntie showed us the truth. No. Anyhow, all I know is that if they were to begin working with each other, the mood in town would certainly be merrier. Or something akin to it. Well, I was a subject once. Despite my talents, the plan dictated that I should be relegated to probe a thing, and his choice came along and offered to transform our lives for the better. I chose to accept, and look where I am today. Over the last year, I have climbed the rungs of my division through the sheer merit of my work. I have finally earned the respect I was always due. So you must understand what my position exemplifies and why my work has become my pride. When my dreams and abilities were my only limit. That's the beauty of as any of the other Protectorate subjects who converted, and they'd echo my words. When one can allow their ambitions to show, that is true freedom. Why do you assume I had anyone I could consider as such? My parents returned to the void long ago. No sibling. As for friends, few cared for a janitor who talked to herself and preferred her books to can possibly understand what it's like to be seen as nothing. But in any case, I do hope I've satisfied your curiosity. The war effort and liberating the rest of the Protectorate waits for no one, you understand? I would never imply such a thing. I'm sure the Minister and Officer Carr have only our best interests at heart. I'm unused to the way things are done here, I suppose. The Protectorate leadership never behaved in such a manner. So I return to the Protectorate and accept swift death for desertion? Certainly not. I would much rather stay here, continue my work, and hope my leaders can reach an accord. Chap, one wishes to woo Protectorate subjects to our ranks. The other wishes to secure a decisive victory with weaponry and technology. As for which approach is best, I wish I knew. Very well. I ought to focus more on my work than on social tensions. Anyhow, I work directly with Officer Kaur and her soldiers to ensure they're outfitted with the best Raptidon counterpart. In theory, they'll be trusted to guard our most precious assets, including our leadership. For now, they deter encroachment from wild Raptidons. It's most agreeable. I rather hoped that Copernicus rolled off the tongue a sight better than designation C's. Hello again. Remember not to move. What can I do for you?
I didn't mean to do that. I just... Hey, come on. Oh my god. I keep that.
Whoever took down our anti-hologram is a traitor of the highest order. Makes me wonder if these folks even want to be civilized. Mind you, don't. This place really sticks with you. The mud, in particular.
You'd make a great lower manager.
Gonna need a bigger store. Let me guess. Gun keeps jamming, armor don't quite fit snug as you like. State your division and I'll get you outfitted. Quick and proper, or your next provision's free. As Chief Replenishment Officer, it's tell me what you need and I'll do my ample best to supply you. As a friend... You'd be back. What do you need this time? I'm...
Protectorate folks must have been bored out of their skulls before we showed up. Now I...
Boy, take this terminal and trash it. That's it. I need a smoke.
Don't go into that cheap saloon if you got a lick of gumption. They got no tolerance for it. What do you think I'm at?
Holler when you're ready for me, Doc. I'll be over here. Definitely not in excruciating pain.
We are currently experiencing longer than normal waiting times for expedited treatment.
I must ask...
I liberate the lily kind. Tell it to me straight, Doc.
The bullet shattered your tibia and all but demolished your gastrocnemius muscle. Due to the risk of infection, I have to... There is good news, however. I recently enrolled in a course on advanced amputation techniques, so I'll be seeing a positive return on my investment sooner than expected. Excuse me, I'm in the middle...
Say, how sore are my pockets gonna be after all this, Doc? Don't suppose there's a discount for only taking a portion?
I'm not running a charity. If you desire full treatment, you'll pay full cost. If that's a problem, seek compensation from your commanding officer. Well then, she should have thought about that before getting shot.
This is a mighty big decision, Doc. Can I have a mo-
I don't encourage delays, but very well. It'll take a few minutes for me to warm up the saw anyway. At the moment, yes, it's only medical, Doctor. We also have Dr. Tip in case it... And then there's Erickson. Something happened with a drone. I don't know. You'd be better off speaking with him about it. Short of you skipping back in time and ordering the coagulant I need, I doubt anything can be done to accelerate the timetable for treating these soldiers. I am a doctor, not a magician. Now, was there anything else?
Let's not waste each other's time.
Take this admonition.
But without my leg, how?
Literally, probably not very dexterously. Metaphorically, well, that depends on your own initiative, doesn't it? Don't be obscene. I have on hand a perfectly adequate tranquil.
Say, how sore are my pockets gonna...
I'm not running a charity. If you desire full treatment, you'll pay full. A kind, if naive offer. Unless you have thousands of bits to burn, any amount you could provide would be a drop in the tank at best.
This is a mighty big decision, Doc. Can I have a moment?
I don't encourage delays, but very well. It'll take a few minutes for me to warm up the saw anyway. Sweet merciful law, as if I haven't enough to contend with than some would-be resurrectionist coming around. What's next, a giant's? In case it isn't apparent, And then there's Erickson. Something happened with a drone, I don't know. You'd be better off speaking with him about it. Those soldiers are exsanguinating at a non-life threat. Short of you skipping back in time and ordering the coagulant I need, I doubt anything can be done to accelerate the timetable for treating these soldiers. Now, was there anything else? Oh, certainly. Right after I see to all these other patients who arrived before you. Such hysterics would not endear you to me, no. It had better be important. Some. Most still tout the all-healing nature of Protectorate met.
They ain't grown up with the right to dissent. Probably wouldn't even occur to them to turn down poison if you told them to take it.
Good thing I don't prescribe poison then. In truth, I expected more resistance given the sudden transition. But I'm not one to complain of a headache I don't have. Pharmaceuticals, Ben.
I know I may seem awash in warm, welcoming sentiment, but I have a war to win. You ain't aiding me. You're wasting valued time.
Greetings. What's on your mind? Kaur wishes to use dubious military intelligence to justify a foolhardy assault, and she's treating you as her. It concerns me that she's asked you for assistance. Surely you're not considering aiding her. Anything you desire, so long as you agree to aid me instead. Kaur wishes. It concerns me that she's asked you for assistance. Surely you should reconsider. Whatever she's told you, Kaur's a brute. You should assist me instead.
Right. Alright, I will follow my companion's suggestion.
Here again, I see. Hope you're loose your words. I'm listening. Let me spin you a yarn. One of my elite regiments ceased replying to hails several weeks ago. Hardy. Yesterday, the Protectorate launched the regiment commander's upper torso into one of our encampments, which makes 2 1/3 complete corpses of a 6-person unit. Calculating bastards, the Protectorate. Would admire their efficacy if it weren't taking so many of my best and brightest. Once the fighting reignites in full, they'll pay dearly. Ask a loaded question, get a loaded answer. You want diluted truths and empty charm? Milverstreet pains me to admit such, but for all our losses, we've minimal gains to show. It's all these half measures. Milverstreet saw things my way, Paradise Island would be ours by mess. Man doesn't seem to understand there's an order to things. Convert your enemies after the war ends. Not try too early, you got saboteurs, spies, and the unruly. It's a poor use of our resources, inefficient at best. And if there's one thing I despise worse than our foes, it's the poor use of resources. What is it? Loose your words. I'm listening. Competence recognizes competence. Get into that facility and make certain it won't ever function again.
Too much Spacer's Ale? Try Auntie's Choice Blend Pills. Good for what ails you.
Might I have a word, Commander? I know I've been pushing to find DeVries, so this might seem a bit of a left turn. But got an old friend here on the island. The doctor who patched me up after Horizon Point. Ex-protectorate, a good man. Tracked him to Westport a short time ago, but never got up the nerve to visit. Reckon we could drop by and pay him a visit. Brief one, of course. Not sure he'd still consider me such, but that's part and part. I had some bad years on my own. Now with you here being part of a team, that starts with writing accounts. This friend of mine, Zebulon Tran, I let him down. And I've been chewing on that live wire for a while. Too long, maybe. Much as I might love to jaw about that special interest of mine, this business with Zeb's gotta come first. Likely not. We didn't exactly leave off in a good way. Traded some hard words over promises I made, and after I recovered from Horizon Point, Zeb and I ran together for a spell, doing what we could to help folks in difficult spots. Fighting too small for Zeb, as it turned out. He was unhappy before I showed up, and after, well, all my directorate talk fired him up even. I had my orders. I was to stay low. Couldn't let the Protectorate catch wind of an Earth Directorate agent in its midst. But Zeb, he kept pushing to take more extreme action. Wasn't like I didn't want to take things farther. Hit the protectorate where it hurt. But I still had my cover to think of too. I couldn't risk disrupting the mission. I'd feel better about that commendation if things hadn't turned out as they did. We worked hard, but the protectorate's arbiters and sent, often than not, our help only made targets of the folks whose lives we were trying to improve. Didn't matter what we did. Arcadia was still caught under the protectorate's boot. Guess some of what you said way back when stuck. All that talk about putting people first. Figured that's what I was doing. Putting a stop to all the pain I was causing. Anyway, things weren't good. Zeb and I couldn't find the rhythm we had before. We were arguing every day. Eventually, cutting time. Only later I learned Zeb hadn't given up the struggle like I assumed he would. He got to stay in mental refreshment for his trouble. That's the last I heard of him, till recently. If it weren't for Zeb, I'd be in the ground. It's a debt I never properly repaid. Plus, I don't relish his last memory of me being a vanishing act. I owe him better. And since finding you, well, a lot feels possible now that didn't before. Much appreciated, Commander. Promise, I won't be making a habit of pulling skeletons out of my closet. Westport's on the east side of the island. I tracked Zeb to somewhere on its outskirts, but never got up the nerve to visit before now. We ought to...
Give the word and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Confronting threat.
Ew. I keep dying from some stupid reasons.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Commencing combat-related activities.
Seems
Emergency
nowhere in Paradise
protocols
Island's
ready.
gone untouched by this war.
Injuries detected. How may this unit assist you, Commander?
I'll take fighting raps over living in a surveillance state any day.
What a relatable thing you just said, Prudence. We
This place is radio active. Radio active, yeah. How many ammos I have?
playing 70s rock. Hey you, get over here before you get yourself killed.
No, ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rat is a dangerous rat. That obvious, huh? Yeah, I was hoping there'd be something worth harvesting. Something worth the trouble of killing the poor creature. But hope is the father of disappointment. If the occasion calls for it. But I fancy myself something of a biologist. Or, me and raptidons, we're well acquainted. I know their patterns, behaviors, attacks. Know what gives them an edge around folk who ain't in possession of that knowledge. Which is why I gotta ask, what are you doing here? Right. The streamlined architecture and artfully mauled bodies really do. I'm Inez Silong, Auntie's choice. Former combat medic in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Now, Minister Milverstreet of Fairfield sent me here to retrieve some information. Not my most exciting assignment, but suppose we can't expect much with the stalemate on the side. I'll admit I was eager for some good hunting around here. My arm, my graft, needs some bolstering. But if the raps here are as weak as this one, it won't help me none. If you had, you'd know. Unless you're accustomed to seeing folk roaming around with exposed muscle fibers or stunted extra limbs on their backs. Sorry. Guess I'm just used to folks staring real hard and then steering clear. I'm considered a liability. My graph's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon too. But I'm still mostly upright. For now. I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my weren't many of us crafted soldiers to begin with. To think I'm one of the lucky ones. No. Enhanced Soldier Division was the fancy public-facing name for the grafting program. And when I say it was shuttered, I mean completely. Bet they'd erase it from the financial records if they could. It was that much of an embarrassment. In the wake of such a failure, it's left us grafted folk. I only been able to treat my own ailments thanks to Doc Tinsley in Fairfield. She worked for the program for a time. She's a good one. She's bound by contract to work on whatever task Fairfield's illustrious leaders set her to. Nothing else. But she also ain't quite got the hang of the employment thing. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the... Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. Sounds good pursue fixing it myself were I out of my contract, but if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment rights for the next year. That's a non-starter. Let me put it this way. If I was already on the bottom rung, this knocks me clean off and buries me in sand. But I started from nothing before. I could do it again. Maybe. Ain't easy moving between companies. And I wasn't always with Auntie's Choice. But that's a story for another time. Get the feeling you... Go on now. There's probably plenty of Protectorate info waiting to be scooped up if you're keen. Just mind the wraps. I got what I came for, so I reckon it's time to see about my contract. Law knows I could use a lucky...
Just me, or did Inez remind you of Helen? Tough like her. Shame she's with Auntie's Choice.
Engaging combat protocols. Enthusiastic. Neutralizing unfriendlies.
Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander. How are you still upright over there? Entering a confrontational state. Guns cocked and loaded. Just give the signal.
Inbound rapid Connected on. Engaging com.
Too much Spacers Ale. Try Andy's Choice Pet Pills. Good for
Can't believe some of those protectorate hull heads just couldn't see the benefit of self-betterment.
People think I got ejected from the saloon because I'm 3 sheets to the wind. Well, maybe I am drunk. Drunk on bold ideas.
Purple Berry Crunch. Accept no imitations. The K lets you know. Daily chemicals and preservatives.
Hey, Gads, the hologram's gone down.
A simple malfunction.
your back. Why? Really? Feel you're entitled to that information, do you? It doesn't? I know a slew of folks missing pieces of themselves who disagree. All because they weren't. So, is there anything else, or can I get back to work? Well, I've got a lot.
Emmeline will be pleased. I'm practically a detective now. I wonder what other mysteries around here can solve.
DeVries sure has some cheek putting the Earth Directorate symbol on her wall after everything she's done.
My cover story has worked. I am safely ensconced at the Vox station, assigned to the lowly Information Input and Retrieval Department. Seems a colony so certain of its absolute control over its subjects can be less than rigorous when I was able to easily widen out a space behind the walls of the main control room to establish my safe room. Giving me I have hacked into their system downstream from the security protocols, so I am able to infiltrate their entire system. Well, I have little doubt as to the success of our mission. Trepidation still gnaws at me, though I cannot say why. I thought my duties complete. Information gathered, reports filed. I'd even created a fictitious identity and work transfer to Horizon Point Station well ahead of schedule, in order to keep anyone from tracking my movements. All that was left was the waiting. Or so I thought. Then, well, I don't understand all of it, and I am the only one in a position to act upon it. I did it. They are all dead. And I am still alive. I had not expected this. I had prepared no alibi, and so felt assured my ruse. But the complete gullibility of the Protectorate subjects cannot be underestimated, it seems. I can only keep telling myself it had to be done. Something which becomes harder by the day as the rift anomaly grows in the sky.
I can't believe this! Void me if I understand any of this. DeVries sold us out for what? Because of a few equations? Some dots and lines on a graph? Good fucking law! I mean, she wasn't a damn scientist. She said it herself. She didn't understand all of it, the math. So what was she thinking? Oh yeah? And how many of those colleagues went and blew up a space station on account of it? Damn it! I never wanted to talk about this. I wanted to just leave it alone. Told myself, no point in dredging up the past. Should have known it wouldn't rest. DeVries may have saved me on Triangular, but I wasn't the only one looked up to her. Lots of the other recruits talked about her too, back at the academy. We all thought she was the pinnacle of what an agent should be. Tough, smart, any job she couldn't get done. And better and faster than everyone else. Inspired all of us. Reckon so. Some might embarrassing how much worship we all put on her name. You put a tool in my hand, I would have built monuments to her. Figured my own career could be just that. Doing for others what she'd done for me. Never imagined I'd actually get to work with her. Me, some nobody from Triangular. And then she betrayed us. Tried telling myself it was an accident, but now we've got the cold, hard proof it wasn't. Law only knows why she trusted the Order's numbers. Ain't cynical if it turns out true. DeVries was willing to sacrifice us. I have to know what for. I mean, she always struck me as so pragmatic, real sensible-like. Never figured she'd go all in on predictions from a bunch of monks. Done some good too. Even I can admit that not everyone following the plan is a fanatic. But when those beliefs start to require hurting others, even killing them, that's worth questioning their virtue. That's different. Everything we've done so far has been for the mission, to save everyone. You forget we're on the same side here, Commander? I'm not the only one DeVries wronged. She robbed you of 10 years of your life. Don't you want recompense for that? No. But it might keep her from stealing more years from someone else. Or doing worse still. Whatever her plans, she started putting them in place while stationed undercover at the Vox Relay. Our next point of order ought to be getting in there. Reckon there's got to be someone on the island who can help us with it.
What?
No offense to Val. Anyway, need something, Commander?
You're back. Why? Really? Feel you're entitled to that information, do you? It doesn't? So, is there anything else, or... Well, I've got...
Best keep your lamps lit for wildlife.
Hostile wildlife. Familial classification of Raptidon. Detected ahead.
I swear that was a trap.
We're closed. Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable. I was afraid she was...
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
The anguish she always seemed to battle with, I fear it may have finally overwhelmed her, and could likely be what's driven her to her present course of action. I wish I knew. It's nothing. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible. But maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor. How did... Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started That's when things became tense. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me. Among other things, for some reason she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon our but you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That, and the invasion itself, set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again. She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept. After we became friends, she began to change.
Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse. No. But it had to be someone's fault, right? The Protectorate couldn't possibly have failed to safeguard the colony. And they had to answer the accusations the Order leveled at them. We became friends when she... well, she saved me. I'd said something without thinking. Must have been distracted. We all know to what... For some reason, she interceded on my behalf with an arbiter. And she convinced him he didn't hear what he actually did. No one does that. Void, I didn't think anyone could. We all were, originally, before the schism. But she never gave it up, even when it became illegal to... Which was surprising with how angry she seemed to be getting with them, even as she was deep into scheming with Victor and the... She even continued to sign her messages, "See you in the equation." It's all so confusing. What do you mean? It was where she worked, one of the Protectorate's communications hubs. She didn't speak of it much, at least to me. She may have spoken to Victor about it.
She ain't the only one.
It's difficult to explain. She spoke about things in unfamiliar ways. I felt her words to be freeing, at first. But slowly, I began to feel up. She said learning the truth of things was worth it. But now I question whether her truth was just more of her penchant to sow chaos, no matter who may be caught in her... Some days I wish I'd never listened to her at all. Others, I can't...
Know a little something about that, too.
I did try to. Once. After the corporatists invaded Paradise Island and took over Fairfield. They seemed to let anyone in there. Some boisterous fellow even tried to recruit me. Yes, and I am ashamed to admit it. Though if she hadn't wanted me to, she wouldn't have told me the code. Same one she used for everything. 15-778.
That is Agent DeVries' identification code.
She said it had some meaning from her previous life. I'd hoped she'd left something for me, but the safe was empty.
She...
She...
Know a little something about that, too.
I did after the corporatists invaded Paradise Island and took over Fairfield. Now that I know what I do, I no longer consider myself such. I mean, I even broke into her safe.
That is...
She said it had some meaning from her previous life. I'd hoped she'd left something for me, but the safe was up.
She... Know a little something about that, too.
I did after the corporatists invaded Paradise... No. Nearest I could...
That is...
She said it had some meaning from her... What do you mean? It was where she worked. One of the Protector... For some reason, she interceded on my... I know I've no right to ask this of you, but... When you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her. That's all.
Can't get that Andy's Choice jingle out of my head. Hey, anyway. Need something, Commander? Oh, yeah? What's needling you? Fair point. Guess Horizon Point didn't exactly foster a lasting fellowship, did it? All I heard about this moon called Eden. Ain't much lived up to the name, though. All jesting aside, what's there to tell? Spent the first year getting back up on my feet, literally. Been mostly laying low since then, maintaining my... Before the invasion, at least, the Earth Directorate still needed someone to watch the colony, and I had 2 working lamps. Not always. Went a couple of stretches there on low power to avoid detection from Protectorate patrols. I usually shut it down. The way you're gawping at me right now makes me think I answered that question wrong. I appreciate the concern. Won't lie, had some hard years. Got caught up in a few lost causes, the particulars of which I'd rather not go into now, if it's all the same. No point drawing about history when our ex-agent friend is out there doing her damnedest to ruin the future. I found you. Oh, and Val's been stalling less since I patched her acclimator. Ship doesn't smell anymore. That's about it. Only wish I'd known you were out there. I'd have come sooner. Guess that's one more thing we can thank our good pal DeVries for next time we lay lamps on her. Speaking of, we should probably get back to it. Spratwurst. Yeah, I figured. That's why I didn't say anything about it before. Just pay no mind to that odd scarring in the galley. I'm still working on getting that stain out.
Careful of friendly fire if you head down past the farm. Last time we wandered past, they opened fire on us. A real code 472. 472 means they're gonna fill anything that moves full of holes.
If you're wondering why there's so many engineers sitting here on their rears, it's because the dang Crabbles ran us out of the desalinator. Now we're stuck here on standby wages.
Scout report.
Yes, sir. Looks like the repair center is still out of order, sir.
Excellent. At ease, Scout. Glad to hear that they haven't managed to repair it, even if Command has temporarily put the actual fighting to a stop. Mind your own business interests.
Who goes there? By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center with... What's your business here?
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits.
All right, let's not lose our heads over a simple misunderstanding. Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for xeranium gas. We sprung a leak. Nothing too bad, aside from the headaches, One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight
prudence dictates, we cherish all we have and defend it.
Outsider.
All that matters is getting these automechs to the Vox relay station.
Marshal, we must adhere to decontamination procedures.
Greetings, potential customer. State your business. This unit was...
Oh, this is surely exciting. Someone is finally trying out my automechanical quartermaster.
Command, not...
Huh. I thought that would have put it into sales mode. Let's look into that later. Please.
All wares.
Sorry, it tends to take things too...
Lull detected. Conversational status uncomfortable.
Does that one compute, bit?
Affirmative. Initiating.
Oh, unfamiliar name's Hazel. I'm sort of the acting quartermaster around these parts. You need any supplies? Talk to my friend the quartermech here.
See you soon, I hope. Welcome. Glad to have you back.
Oh yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for stoking this... Now, what is it you want? Oh, we'll get... Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? One and the same. That building took the brunt of the damage during a recent attack, and now it's spewing. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm. Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal... Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components. Good. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium cloud. The one try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Normally, yes, but on the off chance, ideally, the resulting shielding will protect against any. Well, of course, obviously. To that end, I'd suggest choosing a cloud if you suffer. I believe. Oh.
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. Don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it.
I mean, am I not supposed to know them?
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Zeranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload-induced paralysis, then became atypical.
What brings you to this fine establishment?
Caught a piece of shrapnel during the attack. What about you?
Uranium poisoning.
I'm not sure we should get any closer.
Perhaps I can fix the mask as well.
Ah, my little minion. I trust you've made progress in your tasks? What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate Zeranium poisoning like a champ. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exact. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user. Capital deduction. Where you'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. You guessed correctly. Our chief mechanist, so you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. I'm sure he's just being cautious. Should Auntie's choice attack us, we don't want to be caught. No doubt he also seeks to retain an unspoiled automech, since the others are by now riddled with Zeranium poisoning. Dragoons are a mainstay of our military. The design has been in production for You must have seen the large automech patrolling the interior grounds. That is the Dragoon. Good. Flexible. Failing that, one last thing. Well...
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure, amplifier requisition, and 2 more cases of Zeranium exposure. We're a mite bit busy these... She and I have been over this 100 times. Please understand. The original staff of this facility were rounded up and refreshed. Why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? I can't. I won't. Be gone already. I wish I could help. If you need something, kindly make it quick. I thought I cannot abide any effort till we can. If you're really so desperate, you can track down our second Dragoon. Damn thing wandered up the coast and hasn't been seen. I'd have sent someone to retrieve it myself, but Dragoons are stubborn when their instructions are unclear. First, that would undoubtedly destroy the catalytic amplifier. Second, everyone here would turn their guns on you. Believe me, good hunting. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Take care of him, Commander.
Closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier? Oh, superb! I'm almost tempted to ask how you managed it. But pressing on, just a moment to remove. With this gadget, you'll be shielded against more than Zeranium, you know. Damn near everything. Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war. Don't thank me.
This guy.
Oh, a new arrival. Fortunately for you, you appear to have a fairly mild... If you'd indulge me, I have a few questions I'd like to ask. For medical posterity, and so on and so forth. First question. Can you describe the conditions in which you were exposed to this uranium? Another... All right. For instance, do your bones seem noticeably softer somehow? Have you observed any sterility on your way in? Or, well, good as a... There. That should do it. Do stop back in if you suffer additional exposure. I would love... Oh, what would you like to know? Zeranium is a crystal. Even in its raw form, it generates energy. But zeranium is found refined. However, it's also highly unstable and must be mined exceedingly carefully. Total avoidance is best. But try to get out of the zeranium is... Come to think of it, our visiting scientist next door is...
First the attack, then the uranium.
Outsider?
At this rate, we're never getting cut.
Yes.
I'm glad that spectacle didn't scare you off. Between the recent attacks and the gas leak, you find us on the razor. Anyway, if you have hand, uranium is hardly my area of expertise, but it falls to me to find a solution. I knew Dr. Bright would come through for us, that she'd prove her worth as surely as... Seeing as you're the only one trained in the use of that gadget, make your way inside the repair hangar and find the control terminal to... And be careful with that terminal. We don't want the situation getting any worse. Why in law's name would you want to know that? Now that is Protectorate diligence at its... I suppose, if some good thing we don't... Any further questions? Don't worry about Woodrow. Smart fellow, but yes, that should... But that...
First the attack, then there's uranium. At this rate, we're never getting caught up.
I'm glad that's... Anyway, uranium is hardly my area of expertise. Ah, see. Make it... And be careful with that terminal. Why in law's name would you want to know? Now that is... I suppose if some computational greenhorn left even one of the intake conduits open and shut down the uranium... Good thing we don't make rookie mistake. Any further questions? Yeah, that should...
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Your battlefield stamina. Standing by with life support. Entering a confrontational state.
This time. These. Well, no matter. My.
Commander. Just say when.
Engaging combat protocols. Resuming hostilities.
you brought me good news, outsider. At last, the tide is shifting. Today, we fix our auto-mechanic. You've done us a great service, stranger, and I would see your efforts rewarded. Alas, we don't have much to offer since our supply. We confiscated them from the corpses of the scouts who attempted to infiltrate this facility a few weeks back. It carries the invaders' taint, but it should spend just the same. Perhaps you're right. Accept this with my gratitude. Now I can show our chief mechanist that he was wrong, and a little uranium poisoning won't do those on.
Hell. I've stood this post so many times, I could do it in my sleep.
A lot of fresh blood in the talent pool around here. We need to protect. Not sure how I feel about that, except that I hate it.
Welcome, welcome. See anything you like?
Is it me anyway? Need something? Sure.
unable to access How may this unit assist you, Commander?
Been working at that spot of business we discussed. Easier to loose your words. I'm listening. Did you now? Because my scouts report that the facility began to function. You'd best explain yourself. And quick. Doubt ain't nothing to hang your hat on. Situation ain't ideal, but I can still wreak havoc within the Protectorate by getting you into the box. Trooper Sealong was one of my best enhanced soldiers, but never took to her grafts. Been uncertain what I could rely on her for. So, Milverstreet, you want more info, talk to him. Your entryway shall be by way of the bridge. There's an alternate path, but it's uranium clouded. I'll order my troops at the FOB to aid you, and you can punch through. From there, your target's the Skycutter Tower. Seems it was recently reactivated, and by our engineers' metrics, might be useful in overloading the Vox's defenses. Wouldn't trust the Protectorate's over-engineered perfection to cook a spratwurst. If by some miracle your contraption doesn't turn you inside out, it'd give you a much quieter route to the Vox. Much as I'd like the brick. Once you pass to the step light, though, there's no Protectorate gallivanting near the tower, which, like as any, means something bloodthirsty lurks within. Stay intact.
Minister? I'm telling you I can do more. I've been proving myself to you time and again, haven't I? All I'm asking is a mite of trust. Let me fix my arm and I'll...
Calm down. You know the risks you enhanced troopers present. My utilizing you at all was a kindness on your behalf.
I'll calm down when you stop bringing your little excuses. How about that?
My, such aggression. You scarcely need add hostility to your list of inadequacies.
Ain't so sure you want to work for this imbecile, friend. There's more menial jobs where that... Ain't so sure you want to work...
Do try to understand my perspective. You were so lethargic returning, I had you pre-marked as a casualty. Do you know how many forms I've had to fill out on your behalf?
Now hold on. I went into enemy territory crawling with dangerous creatures for you alone to get some dusty report. And you got the audacity to complain about paperwork? If this contract weren't staying my hand, I reckon you'd be answering to it right about now.
You mean grant preferential treatment to a subpar contractor? And I suppose the bits for such a
And if I die or leave, how do you reckon failure to retain an enhanced soldier would look to upper management, huh?
Please pay this disgruntled employee no mind. What would she do without Auntie's hand to guide her if she were unemployed?
That's it. I'd rather be a down and outer for the rest of my life than crushed under your counterfeit leather boa boot a second longer. I quit!
It most assuredly is. This is unheard of, and I might add, you'll not be welcome with an Auntie's choice once more. We'll not take a
So you say. But Auntie's choice ain't seen a trooper like me before. You'll regret counting me out. Till then, and you, I got a proposition for you. Come find me when you're done with this clown.
She will most assuredly regret her decision. Most assuredly. Troopers abandoning their contracts. Blackguards like you running rampant. What is becoming of this island? You approach openly.
Well, speak all you like. You've aligned yourself with the brute, thereby identifying yourself. Go on, then.
Can't get that Andy's Choice jingle out of my... Anyway. Need something, Commander?
All done in there? Hope that little dust up back there didn't put you off. My contract had me caged, and I was glad to get a few... Got a proposition. Since I'm newly free-ranged, and you're free-ranged yourself, thinking if you help me fix my graft, you'll retain the services of a fully functioning enhanced soldier. Me. Don't matter what you set your mind to, and in time, maybe I'll have earned myself the clout to be welcomed back into Auntie's Choice. I can be on my own for a time, but I'd rather it not be permanent. Besides, where else can I turn from nothing to something? I did. But I can't expect someone else to foot the bill if there's no guaranteed treatment will work. So I'll take on the risk myself. I get it. You're skeptical. If you got more questions, go on and ask them. You'll not find me hiding anything in the fine print. Had a feeling you knew a good offer when you seen it. Once I'm in top form, you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what I'm capable of. Doc Tinsley worked with Grafts for some time before she came to Fairfield. Damn fine scientist. Reckon we should visit her lab at the edge of town to see if she's got ideas.
This much of a crowd's not likely to keep a low profile. Someone ought to head back to mind the ship.
Acknowledged.
After you.
Está bien, hombre.